In section 12, Richard Buys Clarissa Flowers, of Mrs. Dalloway, Richard and Hugh walk through town, lethargic after lunch and having no interest in talking to each other. It's a hot day. Hugh looks in a shop window and considers buying a necklace for his wife. So Richard, although he has no interest, follows Hugh into the shop out of politeness. Richard confesses he wasn't interested in Lady Bruton's emigration project either. Richard rarely gives Clarissa presents. He gave her a necklace once, but she never wore it. He begins to imagine Peter with Clarissa. Hugh's rudeness to the shopkeepers irritates Richard, who leaves. Richard then decides to buy his wife Clarissa flowers, red and white roses, and tell her he loves her. Heading home, Richard thinks of how miraculous his life is. He sees vagrants and children crossing the street unattended, and he feels angry at London's broken social system. As Big Ben rings 3:00 p.m., Richard feels content. He just loves the continuity and order that the clock represents, and he looks forward to seeing his wife. Clarissa, meanwhile, is at home worrying over the individual party guests, including one who wants to come to the party despite being uninvited. When the bell rings 3:00 p.m., she's surprised that the time has passed so quickly, and is even more shocked to see Richard at home. The heat of the sun at midday lingers over these passages, hanging over everyone, tired and sentimental like a thick haze. Richard is struck by the worthlessness of this life as he sees Hugh's rank materialism and devotion to image. He decides to get Clarissa a simple natural gift rather than some expensive one. Richard realizes what a miracle it is that he and his family have survived the war intact. He also seems to feel true empathy for the poor people and children he passes, wanting to improve their situation but not knowing how. He also seems organically thankful for his life. He wants to let his wife know how much he loves her, but he isn't sure how to do that. Both Richard and Clarissa are stymied when they face expressing their gratitude to a world that has rewarded them with comfort and friends. Richard also wants to support Clarissa's decision to marry him, as if he's feeling subtly threatened by Peter's intentions. As Big Ben rings again, the citizens of London reappear, now crowded around Buckingham Palace to see the king. The awe in which they hold English royalty, even after the war, shows a simple patriotism, enthusiasm, and hope. After the loss of so many soldiers, this hope seems tragically misplaced, but it's still there. Richard, bearing his flowers like a weapon, is a little wary of the poor and the crowd, but still desires a human connection with a stranger. After getting home, Richard is feeling the pressure of time. Clarissa notes the clock's directness and dignity. No matter how often people try to stop time with their memories, the clock will go on striking.